I'm a big fan of Piko, and so when this German company announces new models, it's always interesting to check them out. Here we have the latest releases from Piko in HO scale, and we have a lot to get through, so let's get started. First we head to the Netherlands for this Desiro 2-car DMU in Arriva NS livery. This is from Epoch 6 and we have only this photo to go by at the moment. However, the model, which has been released in the Classic range, promises to have directional lighting as normal with Piko models these days, and the DC version is fitted with an 8-pin DCC socket. Overall, this model would be great for smaller layouts and looks really cool. For the DC version, expect to pay around $320 here in the UK. It's also available with DCC and sound for around $462. Quite pricey, but this is a whole train and could be the focal point of a mini layout. Next we move on to the hobby range of models, and a wonderful steam locomotive is being offered here. This is the Nort G7.1 steam locomotive from Epoch 3. This is a great looking 080 locomotive which, being in their hobby range, has some compromises, especially when it comes to added parts. You'll see most parts are moulded into the main body, but you do get directional lighting and a Plux 22 DCC socket. Only being released in DC at the moment, this will come in around about $180 here in the UK, which I think is quite a good price. Also in the hobby range we're offered this, the fabulously named Hoddenkop. It's another 2-car Dutch set, this time an EMU from Epoch 3. This is such a cool looking machine and it's sure to appeal and includes directional lighting as usual, and this time an 8-pin DCC socket. The DC version comes in around £175, which I think is a great price. You're also able to get this one with DCC and sound for around $300. Finally, in the hobby range we have this starter set. The Spanish Renfe is represented here with the Trax Electric Freight starter set from Epoch 6. It features a Trax Electric loco in grey Renfe livery and 3 container wagons, plus 18 pieces of track, a power connecting clip, a speed controller and a power supply. I'm unsure if the UK available one will come with a 3-pin plug, so you may need an adapter. However, this entire set is priced at around £235, which is incredible value for money and a great entry into the hobby. Moving on to the expert range now, and there's a lot to get through here. First we have the German DB BR144001 electric locomotive from Epoch 4. Just a photo to go by at the moment, but we're promised the usual high standard from Piko Expert on this one. It's a loco that has been modelled before by various manufacturers, but this new version promises to be a step up. So we'll need to check it out in more detail when the model becomes available. You'll be able to get this as a DC version with a Plux 22 socket for around £240 and also DCC sound fitted for around $350. Next, again another photo at the moment. This is an E483 in the Polish PMT livery. This model has been released before, but has been offered here in this striking new livery option from Epoch 6. It's a great model and this is a great livery. Available here for around £170 for the DC version, or if you prefer DCC with sound, it's around $295. Staying in Poland, we have this Polish PKP ET21 electric locomotive, again in Epoch 6. A typical Polish look to this one, but again, just a photo at the moment. The model promises the usual Piko standards with a Plux 22 decoder, and for analog DC it's coming in around £235 or $365 for DCC with sound. Yet another photo only for the time being, but we have this BR101 electric locomotive in train charter livery from Epoch 6 again. Another model with just a new livery, and in analog DC form it comes in around £225, with DCC sound versions coming in at around $340. Another Polish model now, it's the PR Railways EN57 EMU from Epoch 5. This is a really fun looking train, but again we're only seeing a photo at the moment. Usual spec and Plux 22 decoder, the DC version comes in at around $460, although I'm not sure how many carriages you actually get for that price. DCC and sound is also available for around $580. Watch this space, I'll get some updates and post it up onto this channel. We're certainly being spoiled for Polish locomotives this time around, as the next one is this PKP SM31 diesel loco from Epoch 4. Again, only a photo available at the moment, but it's the usual story with the spec, and DC prices of around £195 and DCC sound for around £315. Moving on to the Deutsche Reichsbahn, we have the good old Ludmilla BR231 diesel on offer now. An up-to-date version of this enduring model, this is now fitted with a Plux22 decoder socket and the usual refinements like directional lighting and NEM couplings. It's in the iconic red livery of the Deutsche Reichsbahn and certainly looks like it's going to be a popular model. Prices for this one in DC are around £160, which I think is pretty good. The DCC with sound comes in at around £275. Over to the Czech Republic now for this RH770 in CD livery. Another great looking model with an eye-catching livery. This Epoch 5 machine comes in at around £190 for the DC analog version and £310 for the DCC with sound. So that's it for the locomotives, but there's still more from Piko as we have this new coach from the Expert range. It's the CSD WLAB coach from Epoch 4. Again, the Czech Republic is represented here, and this model I am sure was produced in the past under the Schicht brand, or perhaps early Piko, but here it's going to be brought bang up to date with a new version of it. Just a photo of the real coach at the moment, but we do know the price will be around £85. Quite high for just one coach, so we'll expect to see something really good here. And finally, we have this, a twin set of Hupak T3000E well wagons with trailer loads, featuring the Fixamer and Desegna Logistics logo. Highly detailed in the Expert range, these Epoch 6 intermodal wagons look pretty good, but do come with a price tag of around £100. And that was it. Loads to tempt you with a variety of prices to suit your wallet. Was there anything to tempt you this time around? Let me know in the comments. And as always, just to wrap up, I'll say I'm not associated with or make any money from Piko to do this video. I hope you liked it though. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya!